Hmm. Okay, here we are. Today, what's today? Wednesday, June 11th. And we are going to be building another deck. Welcome, everybody. Um, Tonight we've got another Final Fantasy card because they're all great. This one, I think misread when it was spoiled. We've got Ashe, Princess of Dalmasca. So, 3 mana, 3/2, legendary creature, human, rebel, noble. Whenever she attacks, look at the top 5 cards. You get an artifact into your hand, rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So, this is like my favorite thing in the world where you get to draw 2 cards a turn for pretty much free. And a lot of the things that you want, like a lot of the artifact stuff, is going to make her better. Equipments, for example, other things will make her better at attacking. You get to look at more cards, etc. And so we're just going to keep drawing extra artifacts. There's a lot of like good artifacts energy in white, so this seems like a really neat commander to just kind of get a cascading advantage and just play a lot of neat stuff. So that's what we're doing tonight. Let's just start us off here with some planes. Planes cards first. And this is going to be a 36 lander. And we can always adjust that going forward. Okay, so we got a commander, got that. Let's start with, let's just look at artifacts. Let's just start there. This thing just lets us find artifacts off the top of the library. We're going to want a density of artifacts in the library, so we're going to play a lot of artifacts. Let's just look for artifacts. We're just going to scroll through, peruse, and see what we want here. Vehicles are interesting, but our commander wants to be the one attacking, so maybe that's not the best way to go. Some equipment, there's a lot of like good equipment in way too, like core halberd, great sort of tier. These things we're going to add once we get to them. I don't want to get ahead of myself though. Alchemist Vial is a great one actually. I love Alchemist Vial. This is a card that you find in a lot of decks that just really care about artifacts, not necessarily like what it does, just because it's an artifact that cantrips. Oh, look at all those hearts there. Um, Alchemist Vial, it ETBs and draws a card. So like you find this in a lot of decks that just care about that, like making game objects and replace them in your hand. But the activated ability here is really, really good. I talk about this a lot, the fact that like people play on the battlefield with such slim margins that making them not able to block with a single creature in a combat could like really screw them up. And this card is really good at that. So it's a great hit off this, especially because we're attacking with this. Knocking out their blockers is pretty good, just getting in an extra free attack. And it replaces itself. So not only are we drawing an extra card here, we're drawing an extra card here. Well, not an extra card, but you know what I'm saying, it replaces itself. All right. Anyway, there's like a fair amount of cards. Like this Wedding Invitation is another one I can think off the top of my head that's similar that we're probably going to play too. Amorphous Axe, not quite what we're looking for here. She's not a warrior, right? She's a rebel noble. Yes, so Ancestral Katana is not what we're looking for. I do like Ancestral Katana though, in decks that can support it. Don't really need. I don't think we're going to be using many mana rocks. I don't know if we need an arcane signet. We could play like, you know, the modular stuff and like the very limited amount of sacrifice outlets to move things around. Maybe come back to that. Maybe come back to that. Warrior Replica is a good one. She's really a utility creature. It sacrifices just blanket damage source. I like that card. Attentive Sunscribe is another one that I like. This is a card that also attacks really well, just because you know it's a Grizzly Bear, which isn't bad. You put an equipment on it, and you know whenever it becomes tapped, you scry. So as long as it's not like a core halberd, you're giving vigilance. It's going to scry 1 every turn, basically, which really helps when we stack our triggers with Ashe. So we can scry the top card and then look at the top 5. I like that. Even go even further, like Automatic Librarian, ETB scry 2. I think this card's like less impressive though. Basilica Skull Bomb we're definitely gonna play. Another like egg that gives combat stats. So we can just like cash in for a card, or we can give our creature +2/+2 flying and draw a card. It's just really versatile. I think these Skull Bombs are like pretty underrated. I think the red one is obviously the worst. I think it just puts 2 oil counters on something, and nothing cares about oil counters. It's like one of those parasitic mechanics in the game. But Basilica Skull Bomb, the green one is really good. The black one I think is just raised at it's just a recover basically, and then the blue one I think bounce is a thing, and so it's like a repulse. It's sorcerer speed repulse. The other ones are like not bad. Okay. Well, Bladed Pinions is interesting. I like Bladed Pinions because not only does it give flying, but it also gives first strike. And when we have a commander that is more advantaged towards its power than toughness, first strike becomes a lot more valuable. So maybe Bladed Pinions is something worth doing. Let's put that in here. Bladed Pinion is also great with any other creature we put in our library, or put in our deck, basically. Don't really care about... I don't know if I care about Bear Trap. I'll think about those. Those removal spells are pretty okay, but, you know, they're not like... not something you look forward to playing. Blinding Soul Eater is pretty good. That's a good one. We'll play that one. Another card that's just like good. 1/3, tap something down. You can use Phyrexian mana to pay for it, so you don't even need to hold mana up, which is like pretty sick. Notably, Brass Knuckles does not really help us a ton because it's an attack trigger, not a damage trigger. I think Boulderborn Dragon's pretty sick though, just as like a good creature. Boulderborn Dragon's 5 mana, 3/3, flying and vigilance, and whenever it attacks, you surveil. Like, this card just has a lot of things going for it. As far as like 5 mana creatures, this one's like pretty high up there in terms of your return on investment. Broadcast Rambler, I don't really like vehicles that much here. Bronze Walrus, no. Campfire's pretty good. Let's play Campfire. Yeah, I'm gonna play Campfire for now. I may end up cutting it. It's not like outwardly the most impressive hit, but it does let us rebuy our commander, and it does let us gain 2 life every turn, which really throws a wrench into a lot of strategies, I think you'll find. Especially now that we have like Black Mage stuff with Final Fantasy, and people are going to be doing Pinger stuff all over the place. All right, we've got a ton of like good equipment here. Ceremonial Knife is in a suite of cards with like Goldvein Pick and Prime Blade, so we're probably going to play all of those. They're just really great equipment. You know, they're literally never bad. Cloak of the Bag of Flying and Haste. I like that one too. We'll play Cloak of the Bag. Haste is another thing that's underrated, and it's really good in some decks that care about attacking like this one, to bake in some ways to give haste. White is not very good at it otherwise, so I think this card is actually quite good. Definitely, I think it's definitely going to earn a slot. Compass Gnome. Now these cards, maybe Cogworker's Puzzle Knot. ETB makes a thing, sacrifice it, make another thing. It's not that impressive though. I'd rather draw cards and stuff. Welcome, Bill. Enjoy the VOD. I will link to it, as always, on my one social media account. Okay. Oh, Infect. We're not doing Infect. Infect is cool, but we're not doing Infect. We're going to play Darksteel. We're going to play Artifact Lands. That's what we're going to do. Darksteel Citadel and Ancient Den. I don't think there's any other ones, because we're not a 2-color deck. But we can at least play these, and we'll cut 2 planes. Because we can get lands off of this ability too. Just artifacts, doesn't care if artifact lands or what. I love me a Delver's Torch. Here's the problem with Delver's Torch, is that it makes you carry around an extra accessory in your deck box. And I generally am kind of against that. There are times where like the commander is so cool that it's worth it. Like, for example, like I had a Wandering Troubadour deck for a while. And that's a deck that's all about venturing into the dungeon, usually just the Tomb of Annihilation, but it cares about dungeons. But then again, like, that's a card that is always going to care about dungeons. Every game you're always going to have dungeons, so it justifies it a little bit more. Carrying around a bunch of dungeons just on the off chance that you draw your Delver's Torch just seems like I don't care about that much. Deconstruction Hammer is a good one though, because it's an actual like good interactive spell, and it's a good equipment too. Any equipment that's just like, you know, you can cast for 1, equip for 1, and it gives power and toughness is pretty good. What is it, Leonin Scimitar? I have no problem with that card. And Deconstruction Hammer is that, but better. I probably won't play Leonin Scimitar because it's going to get outclassed by other things, but, you know, Dispeller's Capsule. Whoops, hello. Dispel's Capsule. Another great interactive piece that we can find off of our commander. And here's the thing that a lot of people I don't think realize about this card is looking at the top 5, that's a lot of cards. I mean, I talk a lot about how Scry 3 and Surveil 3 feels pretty unfair to do. Looking at the top 5 to pull an artifact is pretty significant. Pretty significant. Against tokens, Ebony Rhino. There's a classic. College Trium, counter, get a land. Yeah, I like that. Just like things that provide a lot of value. So we're gonna have like two classes of cards that we're looking for off of our commander, basically. Like to enable it with artifacts is we're gonna have cards that like provide combat buffs or cards that provide utility. And we'll try and intermarry them as much as we can. Cards like Deconstruction Hammer, for example, is a good example of that. Yeah. Okay. Don't really care about these direct damage things, but you know, maybe I should. Filigree Familiar is a pretty great, just like regular old normal card. You know, just a 3-mana 2/2 ETB gain 2 dice draw card. Definitely serviceable. I'll put it in here for now. Filigree Familiar. I just like it. It's a pretty good card. We can play Foundry Inspector. Definitely worth playing cards that like decrease the mana cost of our artifacts. And we're not doing any. Oh, not Golem Foundry. Oh, Golem Foundry we'll probably play, honestly. I'll get to that. We'll get to that one in a little bit. But Foundry Inspector, there's a couple other things that reduce the mana value or mana cost of our artifacts. And since we're playing a bunch of artifacts, I think it's worth it. We're not doing any like combo stuff with Mirror Retrievers. I don't care about that. But we're definitely gonna just like play cost reducers because it really helps your velocity. Fountain Port Bell is another card that I quite like. There's a lot of talk in various communities about the card Renegade Map, and yes, if we're drawing 2 cards a turn, easy. I don't like Renegade Map so much. That's what I was getting at. I like Fountain Port Bell a lot better. It puts the land on top of your library, sure, but you get to sacrifice it to actually draw a card. So you can leave the land on top, draw next turn, whatever, or you can just cash it in and get it to your hand. Both are fine. I think this card's pretty good. It's a lot better than Renegade Map that enters tapped. I don't like that one bit. We're gonna play affinity stuff, so Frogmite, and we're gonna play the Mirror Enforcer and Sojourner's Companion. We'll get to those in a little bit. Glenhawk Idol. It's a neat one. Not what we're looking to do here, but it's a good one. Generally speaking. Goldvein Pick, there's that. Not gonna get ahead of myself. Gonna go through the whole list of cards and pick the ones that I like. Goldwarn's Helm makes a creature, so it makes this a 2/3. I don't like this card that much. If the equipment provided power, I'd probably like it a lot better, but as just a 0/1, like the big pull on this card is that it makes a token. Honestly, that's like the most powerful part of the card. And to an extent, like it's a powerful aspect of the other Mirrodin cards, but the other ones like have other functionalities. This one's probably the weakest in a vacuum. Golem Skin Gauntlets. Here's the thing about this card is we're gonna play a fair amount of equipment. This card as a baseline is what, +1/+0 because it counts itself. Usually it's gonna be a Bone Splitter. And it doesn't add any toughness. That's what I don't like is our commander has such low toughness already. Like 2 toughness is like pretty fragile. I'm less excited about this one, if I'm being honest. Greatsword of Tyr is busted. This card has no business being at common, but somehow it is. The only reason it is because it was in Baldur's Gate, and that really didn't make a lot of sense in a lot of ways, in terms of like power level of cards, because the limited format that they were designed for is like completely insane. But this card, whenever the creature attacks, first of all, it only costs 2 mana. It only costs 1 to equip. Whenever it attacks, it gets a counter on it, and you just get to tap something for free. So this card just like cascades really easily. It's just very, very good. It's really hard to deal with this card once it gets going. Halo Hopper, Convoke now. Nope. Haunted Cloak, Vigilant Sharp Haste. Not the keywords that I like for a commander like this. This card is much better if you have like, you know, if you're playing things like Monix Crusher, you know, that kind of stuff, like the super Voltron-y things. This is not like a Voltron deck. It has Voltron aspects to it, but it's not a Voltron deck. So like, this card is not as good, but you know, it's pretty good. Let's put it in there anyway. May cut it. I don't know how I feel about it, just because I feel like this card, the ceiling on this card is a lot lower than it otherwise would be in a lot of other decks that you'd see it in. But it could very well still be great. We're gonna play Howling Golem, and we're gonna play the these two cards. Probably not going to play Scare Tiller, but we're definitely play Howling Golem and the Duodrone. I think those cards are pretty good in the deck like this, where we can just find them really easily and just like, you know, who cares? Giving people cards, who gives a shit? It's fun for everybody. Implement of Improvement. I like this card, probably not here. Instant Ramen. See, when I'm looking at like cantripping artifacts, I just want them to do something other than draw me a card. And like gain 2 life is not good enough. Alchemist Vial is good. We'll get Wedding Invitation. That one is good. But these ones are just not that great. Like this. Like it's a food. I don't care about that much. I just don't. Iron Giant. I want to play an Iron Giant. This card is really cool. It's also a demon for all your Shadowborn decks, Shadowborn Apostle decks. But it's just big. 6/6 Vigilance for each trample. I'm in. Sold. Just get a beater in there. Knighted Mirror. This card's good. Not here though. Core Halberd. Definitely want that one. Sort of like the best equipment in the format for white. Like on rate at the very least. It's 1 mana, equip 1 +1/+1 in vigilance. Like +1/+1 in a keyword, like one of the best keywords in the format. It's like, that's pretty good. Play leather armor as well. Just like a point of ward and a toughness. That card's pretty good. Leanin' Bola. I like this card. I may be saying, I may be biased because I played this a lot in limited, like in Mirrodin Darksteel 5th Dawn draft, or triple Mirrodin, or not triple Mirrodin, but Mirrodin Darksteel, or however they split it up. But I play this card a lot in limited, and it does a lot of work. You just need a high creature count, which, we don't have a ton of creatures right now, but we're gonna. It's really disruptive. I really like it. Because what you can do is like just hold it up to like tap down somebody's attacker. Like that's kind of the baseline for all these effects. But on your turn, you can just like equip, tap, equip, tap, equip, tap, and just do it like 3 times if you have that many creatures and like set up an Alpha Strike. And by Alpha Strike, I mean like your commander with maybe like 1 or 2 other creatures. It seems good. Should we play the Lunatic Pandora? I kind of like this card. Yeah, let's play this. Because what? Like, it's a 1 mana artifact, so it's basically like the opportunity cost here is really low. It lets us surveil every turn, which is good in a mono white deck. And then we can just do the whole Unstable Obelisk thing. It seems fine. I'm into that. I'm into that. My main squeeze, Maelstrom Colossus. I have an unhealthy love of this card, if I'm being honest. It's like not the most impressive thing, but it's just a lot of fun. Cascade's a really fun mechanic. It's big. I don't know how many 8 drops I want. I've already got an Iron Giant, which is kind of like, I'm already giving into that impulse a little bit with Iron Giant. I don't want to do it multiple times, and I think Iron Giant's just like better in a deck like this. Mandibular Kite, that's a good one. Mandibular. I figured out how to spell it. This deck may draw 2 cards a turn, but I can only spell 2 words a minute. Alright. What if it enters, gets +1/+1? This card's like... There are decks where I like this card. I think I like it here, though. Right? We'll put it in here. We'll see how many artifacts I end up. I'm already at 19, and I've got like a ways to go. What if we play Duodrone? Oh, hi, dog. Dog is yelling at me a little bit here. Marble Gargoyle. I also kind of... This is another card that I have a soft spot for, right? It's just like I love Windrakes. Windrake is like one of the enduring templates of Magic the Gathering, and this is a Windrake in mono white, and it's an artifact, and it can pump its toughness. Obviously a play on Stone Gargoyle. You know what? Let's play it. I like this card. Marble Garg. I'm into that. Mirren Bardiche. What, it makes a 4/3, equip for 4. Yeah, that's too much. Too much. Too much. I know, dude. I know. Play the Mirror Enforcer. I have to keep him here. Taylor and I just adopted a new puppy, so I'm giving her a break by keeping Ollie in this room with me. And he's gonna cry and kick and scream, but you know what? We're just gonna have to grin and bear it. We could play Mirror Retriever. You know what? We could play Mirror Retriever and Workshop Assistant. The cards are good. It's kind of last resort. These cards, even though we're not like building in ways to take advantage of them and combo with these cards, it's still just kind of like, doing Mirror Retriever things. I don't want to also have to like build in a sacrifice infrastructure to like really take advantage of a card like this. You know what I mean? Mere Scrappling. I like Mere Scrappling, but not here. Let's see. We could play some Mana Rocks just because we like, find them with our commander. Ornithopter Paradise is pretty good. You know what we'll do is play Ulticlon Landmark. This card's quite good. Like on the front face, it enters your scry 2, and then you can craft with any artifact to flip it into 1/4 Courser, Pegasus Courser. 1/4 gives a creature flying, so we can give our commander flying. And it's a creature. I like that. I like that. Paladin's Arms, 3 mana, 3/2, Ward 1. Equip 4. That's expensive. I don't like that. I don't like it. Why can't everything just be cheap? Cheap, cheap, cheap. I like Pilgrim's Eye. I like Pilgrim's Eye. The thing about cards like Pilgrim's Eye and Skyscanner is that, like, sure, it's a 3 mana 1/1 flyer, but it gets you a card. So this one just searches for library for evasive land. Skyscanner just draws a card off the top, but they're both evasive creatures. And if you're playing it with a lot of equipment, like the stock on these cards goes way up when you can just like put a Bone Splitter on it or something. And in this deck, like, granted we're not playing Bone Splitter, but we've got Greatsword of Tyr, got Core Halberd, got other things. We'll probably play something that gives more power. I mean, and these are also evasive because they, probably Golden Pick on it. We don't really like things that bump up power too much, but you get the idea. Golden Foundry already passed, but Golden Foundry, whenever we cast an artifact, put a charge counter on it, remove 3 charge counters, make a 3/3. So we're gonna be casting a lot of artifacts. The card seems pretty obvious to include. Porcelain Legionnaire. This card's kind of a beater. I like this card. That's 71 cards already. Holy shit. Prying Blade. After like this is like the big bulk of what we need to go through though. After this, we're just like searching for cards that care about artifacts in mono white, and the list of those is not that high. Razor. I mean, there's plenty of them, but it's not like there's a million of them to sift through like this. Relic of Progenitus, we definitely go play. Just a classic like graveyard hate card that lets us cantrip. Renegade Map. Boo. Don't like you. Yeah, sacrifice to put a land in your hand, but it enters tapped. Sanctum Gargoyle is a great one. It's a Gravedigger, but for artifacts, and it flies. This is like a good way, something like to keep in mind when you're building decks. Like, look for cards like this that provide you like an effect that you want. Granted, like it might be more expensive than other cards in this particular class, or it might have less power and toughness or whatever the case may be, but it flies and it does that thing. So like in a black-white deck, for example, like I'm going to look for ways I can take advantage of artifacts so I have an excuse to play this card because this is way better than Gravedigger. Not going to play Scared Tiller. I'm going to leave that one out here. Scrapbook Cohort's actually quite good. It brings a body and it unearths. It's like a good artifact. That's kind of what we're doing, right? Good artifacts. I'm not gonna play Serrated Arrows. I'm not that kind of guy. Silver Deputy, no. Sky Scanner we like. Sojourner's Companion. Basically, we're just counting down until we get to White Horse. That card's busted. Only Mana Rock will probably play in the deck, but it's the best Mana Rock that's available to us by a significant margin. Could do Monarch. Don't really care about that though. I've already got enough equipment. Don't need Strider Harness. We're not a sacrifice deck, so we don't need Life Staff. Moving right along. Tinker's Toe makes 2 creatures and 2 life. Torment's Crypt Keeper's good. It's like a good utility creature. Exiles a graveyard, and it's just like a 3/2 vigilance. It's a good card. Just like bake value into as many slots as we can. Truth Faith Censor, our commander. So I like this card. The tough thing about it is that it has great synergy with our commander because it cares about being the equipped creature being a human. But I don't know how many other humans we have, honestly. I don't think we have many. So maybe this isn't worth including. We can try and find something else to put in that slot. Voyager Quick Welder. There's also another card that reduces cost of artifacts and enchantments. It's a Pegasus from Kaldheim, but it'll show up on our next search. Volstrike Morningstar is one that is kind of surprisingly good. It's costs 2, equip 2, gives +2/+2. This card's good. Card's good. We'll play Wayfarer's Bauble. Just a classic. We'll play Wedding Invitation, makes a creature unblockable for a turn, and it draws us when it enters. I'm hesitant to play Whisper Silk Cloak because we want to equip stuff, and like, you know, this card's kind of boring. White Walrus I definitely want. White Mage's Staff, +1, whoever attacks, gain a life. Equip 3, no. New. Okay. This seems good for now. 50 artifacts between creatures and this. Okay. That's good. Then we'll just go on back here. Whoops. Go forward. And we'll carry. Look at the cards that say have the artifact in the text box. This is like a really like easy way to generate like searches. Just like find the base elements of what your commander cares about and like search for that word, and you'll find all kinds of stuff. Aether Jacket is one I missed initially. This card's quite good. Flying Vigilance, sacrifice to destroy another artifact. And it flies. I love flyers. Not gonna play Akron's Astrolabe. Oh wait, hold on a second. Type will not be artifact. Research, there we go. All that glitters, yeah, we're gonna play all the glitters. We have 1,000,000 artifacts, so this card is gonna be quite good. It's a fun one. Blacksmith Skill. It's a good protection spell, but also we have so many artifact creatures in our deck that like we can also use it as a pump spell, which I like. Oh, backup cards are quite good with our commander, aren't they? Bolus Slinger. What's it called? I forget the name of the card. We'll find it. It's another backup card. I can't remember the name of it though. I'll do a search for it after we get through these. Built to Last. Because an artifact creature is destructible. This I'm less enthusiastic about. Blacksmith Skill we can use to give our commander hexproof and indestructible. This one we cannot. Oh yeah, we gotta play these cards too. Alright. Collision Course is good. It's a sorcery, but it's good. Destroys an artifact or deals damage equal to the amount of creatures you control. There's like a lot of cards like this now. Like we'll just throw them here. Coordinated Maneuver. Thraben Charm. And Collision Course are the recent ones that are quite good. There's one that cares about food tokens and creatures in Lord of the Rings. And then there is another one, Charge of the Minds, that makes tokens or deals, and it's 3 damage, 3 mana though. I think just having those ones is good enough, unless there's one I'm forgetting. Let's see. Cards that care about artifacts. There's a lot of ways to rebuy artifacts from the yard in these in this color, that's for sure. Gale Cat, we'll play that one. If you have 3 artifacts, it becomes a 3/3 flying vigilance. That's cool. And it's a new card. Sick one. Not really good metalcraft cards in white, unfortunately. Oh, Lens Flare's good. That's a good removal spell. Leland Squire rebuys a 1 or less. Hold on. Visual spoiler, swordplay mana value. How many 1s do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And this one sacrifices this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Is Leland Squire secretly good? Might be. 94 cards though. Maybe the last couple slots are a little more precious than that. Mearsmith, yeah. That's a good one. Oh, hello. Mearsmith, let's cut the Gale Cat. Yeah. Scry 3. Oh, let's play Archaeologist. Let's just rebuy a thing, or it lets us scry 3. Scrying 3, I love to scry 3. It's like expensive and so, but it's a 4/4, you know. I like that card. That's a cool one. We could play like more of these metalcraft cards, but I mean I don't really care that much. That's not really what excites me about this commander, you know. Don't play a bunch of like unimpressive like 2 mana 3/3s or whatever. Remember the Fallen gets a creature and an artifact, so it's like a divination. Recommission is good. I like recommission. Oops. I will play recommission. I like that card a lot. Ritual Frustration. Oh, Rosecott Knight. That's a good one. Another card that like digs us for artifacts and also is just a beater. A 3/4 vigilance, so we can put equipment on. I like that card. Sleeper Dart I actually kind of like too. So Sleeper Dart is kind of like Alchemist Vial, except it just prevents something from untapping. So it has to be already tapped, which, you know, is one thing. But it keeps that thing from untapping. So it's similar in function to a card like Alchemist Vial. I like it. Starnhead Courser. This is another deck that just cares about like density of effects, density of artifacts. So like we don't have to like really work hard to build out a like core synergistic like pile of cards. We can just play a bunch of artifacts that we like. That's what I love about cards like this. That's why this commander is like I think a really good option. It's very non-prescriptive. You can kind of do whatever you want with it. Okay, got what? 1 card left to put in here. You know what it's gonna be? Is an equipment. What equipment should we do? Whoops, hello. I keep going back and forth too much. I definitely want 1 more equipment. Probably something that gives more than 1 point of power. Could do Bone Splitter. Bone Splitter's a classic. Let's see if there's anything that catches my eye that we don't already have. A Great Axe would be kind of funny, but Hunter's Blowgun is interesting, but we don't doing like a lot of trample stuff. Oh, you know what we're gonna do? You know what I was gonna do? Actually, there's another backup creature that I like. Actually, we should play both these. Golden Scale Aeronaut. I just like these cards. You know, if you're playing a deck that cares about your commander and attacking, backup cards are really good. Um, Not because like it's a one-time effect, sure, but at the end of the day, like you give your creature, you make our commander a 4/3 with flying until end of turn. That's pretty good. But I mean, these all add a one counter, +1/+1 counter to it as a baseline, and then they just like are able to get in for more damage. Um, and Sigil Sentinel is have on. This one gives vigilance. Maybe it's cut the Mandible Justicar. I don't like that one so much. But yeah, this seems decent. Am I missing any like good affinity stuff? I don't think so. I guess our Giving Phalanx cares about creatures, not necessarily artifacts. But how many creatures do we have? 29. That's good. Tons of artifacts, tons of utility stuff. Just like a KO thing here and a bunch of lands. And then what we can do is play a bunch of like good colorless lands too, like Opal Palace. We get to play Study Hall. All this stuff is free. We can play Cave of Temptation. We can play. I can't remember the name of it. There's another one. It's a cave type that gives you 1/1 counters. Search for lands. Captivating Cave, that's the one. And like these cards are great because like obviously we could play them on our commander as like a level 1 option. We can also just put on any other evasive creature if we want to. It really doesn't matter. We also can play all of these cards, the Conduit Pylons, like the Shrine Surveil lands. Conduit Pylons, Crystal Grotto, and then Hidden Grotto. Hidden Grot. Yeah, just like, sacrifice, put counters on a thing. ETB Surveil, ETB Scry, ETB Surveil. Study Hall and Opal Palace just let our commander scale over the course of the game. A couple lands to find off of our commander should we want a land drop. We can build a lot into our mana base here. I'd say Forge of Heroes, but that card's kind of unimpressive. We'll play Idyllic Range, I think. We're going to have, what, 26 planes? If I don't add anything else. Which I may not, honestly. I don't really care about, like, the cycling lands, just because we're going to be drawing so many extra cards with our commander. I don't see the need to include those. There's lands that enter the battlefield tapped. I wouldn't want to replace land slots with them. I want to replace spells with them, because functionally they're just going to be like cantrips. They're just going to be like, Obsessive Search from Torment, just 1 mana draw card. Okay, then we'll just cut 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. And let's just change this real quick to a Final Fantasy land. Because we're playing Final Fantasy Commander. There we go. Okay, let's take it into the old Thunderdome here. We got what? Well, this is not the worst because we have a good evasive equipment and a rule spell and a commander. So let's do this. Planes. Next turn. Okay, now we get something to do. Let's get this Cloak of the Bat out there. We'll play its Captivating Cave and then we'll cast our commander. And now what we can do is we can pay 1, 2 and equip this. And then we can attack, and then we can look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want this. So this is a distinction between games that you goldfish and games that you actually play. In a game that I'm actually playing, I'm probably taking this card. If I'm goldfishing and want to like do the cool thing, then I'm probably gonna take Bullshit Morningstar because I want to make my thing +2/+2, and then we'll put these on the bottom. And now we have 2 more mana, so we can 2, 2, 1, 2. Actually, because we don't have any mana untapped to cast this anyway, we'll just cast the Morningstar. All right, now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll cast these. It's 4 artifacts. We'll go to combat. Yeah, I won't incorporate just yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will take the bomb. Actually, the vial. Yeah, look, we're just like have tons of stuff. Now we can just cast this, draw a card, and now we can play a land. Now we can do all kinds of stuff. So let's, what we're gonna do now. Now is when we equip, because now we have tons of mana to work with. I'm just gonna put a Volshok Morningstar here. So 5/4 flying haste. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artifacts. So this thing costs 2 mana. We'll just go to combat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like the Quick Welder. Not the best here though. Maybe we'll just Gold Hand pick. And then I've got 3 mana, 5, 6, 7. We'll just cast this and this. Cast this for free. Let's move these over here. And now we can go 1, 2. Actually, that's 1. Actually, yeah, we'll just equip both these over here. So that's +1, +1, so 2. Then we can cast this. Cast the Bowl Slinger. Back up this. Attack, tap their flying blocker. Make a treasure, look at the top 5. Get this. Yeah, this seems good. I might replace the backup stuff. It feels less impressive than I thought about it in my mind. I just like the cards. Okay. 3 lands is plenty. I'll keep this draw. Actually, let's play this. We'll surveil. Yeah, I kind of want a second creature, so leave that on top. Turn 2, we'll just get this out there. Turn 3 is we'll cast our commander. And then turn 4, we're set up pretty well here to do a couple things. So first is we want to equip this, because this equipment is busted. And then I want to 1, 2, 3 cast and equip this. So it's 4, 3, and then we'll attack and trigger this and put a counter here, and we'll move top 5. Get the Blade of Pinions. These go on the bottom, and make a treasure. I'll cash in the treasure, and we'll play Manipulator. Okay, why not? Do this. Just get this guy out there. Why not? Who cares? Attack. Yeah, this is great. Okay, let's get rid of these backup creatures. I like the cards, but I don't like what they're doing here. Let's look for more artifact creatures. Okay. Yeah, I like the modular stuff, but without like an infrastructure to take advantage of them. And by that I mean like sacrifice outlets. You have to play a lot of cards that like are otherwise not that great. Otherwise, you know, you just like are attacking and hoping that people kill these things so you can move their counters around. And our commander is not even like an artifact creature, so it's a little harder of a sell. I know, Ollie boy, crying at me over there. He doesn't like being in my office, that's for sure. But he's got to do it. Got to do it. Got to feel you're familiar. Yeah, oh, Hovermere. I like that one. Flying Vigilance. Maybe. Maybe. We could play, like, just some mana dorks. There's a couple good ones. Hey, bud. Wonder, actually, what about cards that care about equipment? Oh, Slash a Light. That's a great one. That's a new one. This is just like Thraben Charm at all, except it also counts equipment on the battlefield into your total. So creatures and equipment you control is how much damage it deals. That card's cool. I like that one. We'll play Weapons Vendor. Yeah, we'll play a little more equipment stuff. Because we have a lot of equipment, actually. Does this tell me how many equipment I have? Yeah, 13 equipment. That's pretty good. And we're going to be finding them pretty frequently. Okay, that feels better to me. And then we can... anything else here? No. So this is go through the artifacts again here. For that last slot. I'm at 99 again? Yeah, okay, good. And let's see, make sure I'm not missing anything. I tend to go through pretty quick, so I just want to be thorough. Armory of Eros is pretty good, actually. Let's play that one. Oops, hello. So we kind of have like this weird, not that weird though. It's kind of like an equipment deck, but also other like value artifacts. I like it, and I like my Windrake. I'm not cutting this. I'm not cutting Marble Gargoyle for anything. You can't make me do it. All right, 100 cards. Let's go back to the lab here. All right, I'm gonna let him out 1 sec. All right, dude. Holly's coming. All right, he talked me into it. I started to feel bad for him. Okay, I'm gonna play test this. Here we go. So we got 2 lands, not the best 2 lands, but I'm gonna keep it because it's workable. I'm just gonna play this on turn 1. Ender's tapped, whatever. Turn 2, what can we play? We can do like double equipment. We can get a creature out. I like this creature. Let's play that. Now we can cast our commander. Attack, scry. I want to land, but I also like this card quite a bit. I'll leave that on top. Because we have stuff that we can do, right? Like, watch, you can play Core Halberd. We can equip Core Halberd. And then we can cast Campfire. Then we can attack and scry and put that on the bottom because we're not going to get it anyway from our trigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at the landmark. These all go to the bottom. Next turn. Perfect. Couldn't have drawn up any better myself. All right, let's get this landmark out here. So we're going to scry 2. I like this. Put this on the bottom. We'll do 3. We'll cast this and attach it here. So it goes up to 5/3 vigilance. And then attack. I'll scry 1, leave it on top, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll take the land. These can go on the bottom. Then I have land for next turn. Beautiful. We'll put these over here. Let's get this guy out there. Pay 1 for our wedding invitation, which draws us a card. A lot of equipment, or a lot of artifacts here. Okay, we'll sacrifice this to make this unblockable because we need to for some reason. And we'll attack, scry, we'll put this on the bottom. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll take Sky scanner, and these can go on the bottom. Yeah, this is kind of just like streamlined gameplay I like, right? Like we have a commander that looks for a thing, we have a lot of that thing to find, and then we just keep casting those things. It's like a pretty easy play pattern. Actually, what we could do is we could pay 2 life and cast this because of the cost reduction. Sick. All right. So now what we can do. We can recommission a wedding invitation. That would be pretty cool. Let's just get this Golem Foundry out here and just get that online now. Play Sky Scanner, draw a card. Put a counter on this. You know, go to combat. We'll scry 1, leave that one top. I'm probably going to take that one. Yeah. Gonna draw that, and then we can play this for free because we have affinity, and then we'll add another counter. With turn 8, we've got like a ton of stuff. Duo drone, hell yeah. Counter here. And then we'll make a golem. And then what we can do is we can just pay 3 and craft this by exiling the token, right? And we'll equip that here. So we'll go 6-4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got the Silver Soil. Yeah, this feels good, you know. Actually, okay. Let me do a good hand shuffle here. It's easier for me to like picture the hands if I do it on this. I'm just gonna click a bunch of times. All right. Nope. Okay. Nope. Too many lands. Okay. This is actually not the worst. We have 1 land, but we can get a second, and then we can get a third. So it's slow, but not bad. All right, so we're gonna draw for turn. That's perfect. All right, found Port Bell. Plains. Terrarium. Whoops. View library, plains, in my hand. Close and shuffle, great. Turn 3. We can just get our commander out there, get that train rolling. Turn 4. Don't even really need to cash this in yet, honestly. I didn't even search Mogger for land put on top because I'm a dummy, but you know what I'm saying. We got what, 2 artifacts? We got this is cost 2, but let's just do this, and then we'll equip this, and now we have a 5/4. And now we can attack, and now we can find another artifact. 3, 4, 5. We want that one. Bottom. Next turn. 3. Now, you know what we can do? We can pay 2 for the Razor Golem. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just get out the armory. And we can look for another effect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll take this one. Okay. Wedding invitation. So that's 6 artifacts. 7 Searcher's Companion. Cast this here. Go to combat, put a counter on it. What's that, 5? Oh, give me that giant. Give me that giant. Pilgrim's Eye is the smart choice. Iron Giant is the sick choice. This is probably going to sit in my hand for a while. Let's just get the Pilgrim's Eye. Alright. I didn't draw cards from this. Okay. I guess I could I'm not playing land this turn. Okay, next turn. Boom. Put these over here. Let's just cash this in for a card. Not the worst. 1, 2, 3. Get our Pilgrim's Eye. Get our Plains. Attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get this one. Whoops. Whoops. And then we can cast this. Then we can equip this. Get 6 into the counter because the Armory. Armory of Urus gets it out of hand pretty quick. This is kind of just what we need here. Is this Voyager Quick Welder. Just to get these things cheaper. Can just like splurge a bunch of stuff on the battlefield, which I like. Actually, move these to adaptable attack. All right, guess we got this hammer. Yeah, I mean, I like this quite a bit. This is the kind of gameplay I enjoy. It's linear. I mean, there's things we have interaction, right? We got this. This is like something that we can use to do stuff with, like we recommission any of these artifacts. Got equipment, we've got just like beaters that we can find off of our commander. Like this all feels like it fits quite well. And obviously like there's room to massage it if you want to go in and kind of like refine what you're doing a little bit more. Really just for the purposes of this stream, we're just kind of making sure we have something that's workable and playable. And I think all these cards are functional in terms of like what we're trying to achieve here, which is just always hitting something whenever this attacks and making this like a good attacker. But I'm sure there's ways to optimize this that I have not pursued in this video. So I encourage y'all to go do that. I'm just gonna do a quick. We're running out of time, so I'm just gonna go through and do some printing stuff real quick. Just change some printings. I haven't really taken a lot of time to do this because I've run up against the clock in a lot of recent videos. So we're just gonna go through real quick and just set some printings to the better ones. Some of the defaults are not the best, you know. Like we prefer our new Phyrexia Blinding Soul Eaters, our Kaladesh, Filigree Familiars, these sorts of things. Howling Golem, where's my Dominaria? Howling Golem. Gargoyle, Pilgrim's Eye from Eternal Masters. Give me that World Wake Pilgrim's Eye, you know? Get the list out of here. But yeah, I think that this commander, like cards like this, you know, you can't really underestimate them. It seems pretty simple, and it doesn't seem like it does a lot, but as you see, like with what we just did, like we're drawing at least one card, at least one extra card every turn. So we're seeing a lot of cards, and we're looking at 5. So like, if we get multiple artifacts, we get to choose which one we want. We're not just like, you know, getting a random. We're not beholden to the one card off the top, and if it's like what we want, that's great. We get to look at 5. So there's a lot more opportunity to draw into stuff that's like good. We have a lot of really good hits here, like Lean and Bola. We didn't draw, but like this card is very high potential. Basilica Skull Bomb. Like any of these equipment spells are really good. Like these combat things like Sleeper Dart or Wedding Invitation. Even like White Auracite, that's the most expensive one in the deck. It's a mana rock that also is a removal spell. Like all these things are just great. Cloak of the Bat is one that we saw do some good work. Like flying is the big thing, but haste is also like solving that problem is important. You just get to do a lot of stuff, and it's non-prescriptive. It doesn't tell you what you need to do, you know, which is one of my favorite things. It's tough when like, you know, you're building. This happens a lot in Commander, but like when they design and release a commander that is like, you know, the clue commander. This is the you know, commander for this specific mechanic. And it's just like before that card was printed, you just had to kind of like cobble something together and like get creative with it. And now you just have a card that does it all. It's pretty boring. I much prefer cards that are open ended like this one, where you can really just have a lot of room to tailor it to the experience you want. And with that, I'll leave it there. You know, this is sick. I encourage you all to experiment with this card as much as you can, and cards like it because it's really cool. So as always, you know, the list and the bookmark with all the other lists are going to be in my Mox field. There's a playlist for all of the VODs, for all of the videos that I've done over the last like 6 months or so on the YouTube channel, in a playlist for your viewing pleasure. You can just watch them all back to back if you want to, if you're a sicko. And also make sure that if you can, you donate to Trans Lifeline or Trevor Project. There are links in the description. I think it's important to provide resources to folks who need them, and I think the trans community is definitely in need of those resources at this point in the United States of America. So I'll leave it there. I'm all done. I'll see you guys next week. It's 8 o'clock. I got no more time. And have a good rest of your week. Have a good night, etc. Have a good whatever. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.